Let's move on to the next access technology, that is LoRaWAN. That is, it is a new set of wireless technology known as low power wide area. Okay, low power wide area. That is LPWA. So, particularly in this access technology, adopted for long range and battery powered endpoints. So, LPWA technologies, it actually opens new business opportunity to both service provider and enterprises considering IoT solutions. So standardization and alliances here. LoRa was a physical layer, that is layer 1 modulation that was deployed by a French company called Cyclio. Okay, later this acquired by the Semtech, and um, this technology optimized for long range two-way communication and low power consumption. The technology evolved from layer 1 to broader scope through the creation of LoRa Alliance. Next, the Semtech LoRa as a layer 1 physical layer modulation technology is available through multiple chipset vendors. To differentiate from the physical layer modulation known as LoRa, and the LoRa Alliance uses the term LoRaWAN to refer to its architecture and its specification that describe end-to-end LoRaWAN communication and the protocols. And these are the this particular technology layers. LoRa Alliance, Semtech, where LoRa physical modulation is there, and LoRa Alliance, where MAC layer is represented, and different protocols used in this technology as well as application layer is given in this technology. The physical layer, Semtech LoRa modulation is based on the crypt spread spectrum modulation, which trades a low data rate for the receiver sensitivity to significantly increase the communication distance. In addition, it allows demodulation below the noise floor, offers robustness to noise and interference, and manages a single channel occupation by different spreading factors. So, this enables LoRa devices to receive on multiple channels in parallel. So this technology specification describe the use of mean unlicensed sub-gigahertz frequency bands of 433 megahertz, 779 to 787 megahertz, 863 to 870 megahertz, and 902 to 928 megahertz. Then LoRa gateway is deployed at the center hub of a star network architecture. It uses multiple transceivers and the channels and can demodulate multiple channels at once. LoRa gateways serve as a transparent bridge relaying data between endpoints and the endpoints using a single hop wireless connection to communicate with one or more gateways. The data rate in this technology varies depending on frequency bands and the adaptive data rate, that is ADR. ADR, that is adaptive data rate, is an algorithm that manages data rate and the radio signal of each endpoint. This algorithm ensures packets are delivered, okay, and network performance is both optimal and scalable. Endpoints which are close to gateways with good signal values transmits the highest data rate, which enables a shorter transmission over the wireless network and the lowest transmit power. Next, MAC layer. It is defined in the LoRaWAN specification, and this layer takes the advantage of LoRa physical layer and classify LoRaWAN endpoints to optimize their battery life and ensure downstream communication to the LoRaWAN endpoints. Okay, and this specification documents three classes. That is class A, where this class is a default implementation and optimized for battery powered nodes, and it allows bidirectional communication. Okay, and node is able to receive downstream traffic after transmitting, and then uh, two receive windows are available after each transmission. And the class B, This class was designated experimental in LoRaWAN until it can be better defined. This class B node or endpoint should get additional receive windows compared to class A, but gateways must be synchronized through a beckoning process. Class 3, it is particularly adapted for the powered nodes, and this classification enables a node to be continuously listening by keeping its receiver window open when uh, not transmitting. Okay, and this is the high level LoRaWAN MAC format where you can see header, MAC payload, and message integrity code is present. Okay, LoRa messages, either uplink or downlink, have a physical payload composed of 1 byte MAC header variable by MAC payload and MIC that will be of 4 bytes in length. The MAC payload size depends on the frequency band and the data rate, ranging from 59 to 230 bytes for the 863 to 870 megahertz and 90 to 250 bytes for the bandwidth, sorry, for the frequency 902 to 928 megahertz. Okay, MAC layer, that is, it utilizes six MAC message types, and the devices of this technology use join request and join accept messages for over the air activation and joining the network. The other message types are unconfirmed data up or down and confirmed data up and down. A confirmed message is one that must be acknowledged, and unconfirmed signifies that the end devices that not does not need to acknowledge. So the uplink messages are sent from the endpoints to the network server and are relayed by one. Downlink messages flows from the network servers to a single point and are delayed by only a single gateway. This LoRaWAN endpoints are uniquely addressable through a variety of methods. That is, an endpoint have a global end device ID, or you can say DAV EUI, which is represented in this. Okay, and endpoints are also known by their end device address, known as DAV address, that is device address, a 32-bit it will be. The seven most significant bits are the network identifier, which defines the LoRaWAN network. The 25 least significant bits are used as a network address to identify the endpoint in the network. And when it comes to topology, it supports star topology, that is stars of stars. The infrastructure consists of endpoints exchanging packets through gateways, acting as bridges with a central LoRaWAN network server. The gateway connect to the backend network using standard IP connections, and endpoints communicate directly with one or more gates. And this is the LoRaWAN architecture, where you can see application data, LoRaWAN radio physical layer, MAC layer, IP tunnel, and then IP transport. This is the architecture of LoRaWAN. When it comes to security, uh, LoRaWAN deployment applies to different components of the architecture. LoRaWAN endpoints must implement two layers of security, protecting communications and data privacy across the network. The first layer, called network security, but applied at the MAC layer, guarantees the authentication of endpoints by LoRaWAN network server. And it also protects LoRaWAN packets by performing encryption based on AES. Okay, and this is about the security, which performs device encrypts data end to end, separate network. And the second one, this is the first one, encrypt application data. Okay, and then separate network encrypt NS. Third one, device um, second device sends a packet, right? And then all APs in range receive packet. Fourth one. Fifth one, this is fourth one. And fifth one, NS decrypts using network key. Sixth one, NS forwards packet to the relevant NS. And seventh one, AS decrypts using app key, and eighth one, you can see here, NS selects best AP for TX. Okay, that is about the security, where each endpoint implements network session key used by both itself and the LoRa network server, and this ensures data integrity. And second layer is an application session key which performs encryption and decryption function between endpoint and its application server. And endpoints receives one AES-128 application key from the application over. This key is derived from the application specific root key exclusively known to and under the control of the application layer. And LoRa endpoints attached to LoRa WAN network must get registered and authenticated. And this can be done by following two joint mechanism. One is activation by personalization, and second one is over the air activation. Okay, and these are the few competitive technologies with respect to LoRaWAN. Okay, that's all.